If you're breaking into DevOps, you're probably wondering what separates the juniors from the seniors. Today, I'm walking you through 10 concepts, from the ones you absolutely need to know to the advanced stuff that'll set you apart. And before we start, consider leaving a like and subscribing to become a fellow codehead. All right, let's go. First up, version control workflows. Everyone knows Git, but do you know Git flow versus trunk-based development? Git flow uses feature branches and is great for scheduled releases. You create a feature branch, work on it, merge through develop, then to main. Trunk-based keeps everyone committing to main with feature flags protecting incomplete features. The workflow you choose directly impacts your deployment speed and how your team collaborates. I've seen teams switch to trunk-based and cut release cycles in half because you eliminate the overhead of managing multiple long-lived branches. Next, CI/CD pipelines and deployment strategies. Your pipeline automates testing and deployment, but how you deploy matters just as much. Blue-green means two identical environments with instant traffic switching and zero downtime, but you're paying for double the resources. Canary releases roll out to maybe 5% of users first to catch issues early before they affect everyone. Rolling deployments update instances gradually, one or a few at a time. Netflix uses canary deployments to test changes on small user segments before full rollout. The strategy you pick depends on your risk tolerance and infrastructure costs. Cloud fundamentals. You need to understand compute, storage, and networking, regardless of provider. EC2, Azure VMs, Google Compute Engine are all virtual machines with different names. S3, blob storage, cloud storage are all object storage. The concepts transfer even if names don't. And here's the thing. 89% of enterprises use multi-cloud strategies now according to recent industry reports. So locking yourself into one provider's terminology actually limits your career growth. Learn the universal concepts and you can work anywhere. Containerization. You're probably using Docker, but are you optimizing images? A bloated image means slower deployments and higher costs at scale. Multi-stage builds let you compile in one stage with all your build tools, then copy only the final binary to a minimal base image. Teams cut image sizes from over 1 GB to 150 megabytes by switching from Ubuntu to Alpine base images and using multi-stage builds properly. That's not just impressive, that's faster pulls, faster deployments, and real cost savings when you're pulling images hundreds of times a day. Container orchestration. Running one container is easy. Managing 1,000 across multiple servers isn't. Kubernetes solves this exact problem. Pods are the smallest deployable unit, usually one container, but sometimes a few tightly coupled ones. Services handle networking between pods because pod IPs change constantly. When Spotify migrated to Kubernetes, they reduced deployment time from hours to minutes. You don't need to be an expert on day one, but understanding pods, services, and deployments is basically non-negotiable in modern DevOps. Monitoring and observability. Here's the difference. Monitoring tells you when something breaks. Observability tells you why. You need the three pillars: metrics, logs, and traces. Metrics are your numbers, like CPU usage and request rates. Logs are your event records. Traces show you the journey of a request through your entire system. Tools like Prometheus for metrics, ELK stack for logs, and Jaeger for tracing give you full visibility. Without observability, you're debugging in the dark. Google's SRE team proved that proper observability reduces mean time to recovery by up to 10 times because you can pinpoint issues instead of guessing. Configuration management. Imagine configuring 100 servers manually, installing packages, updating config files. Miss one security patch, and that becomes your breach point. Tools like Ansible and Puppet enforce consistent configurations across your infrastructure. Ansible's agentless approach makes it popular. You write playbooks in YAML describing what you want, and it configures everything over SSH. Infrastructure as code. This is how you manage infrastructure through code files instead of manual configuration. Tools like Terraform, CloudFormation, and Pulumi let you define your entire infrastructure in declarative files. You commit them to Git, run them through CI/CD, and your infrastructure deploys consistently every time. The beauty is repeatability and version control. Need to spin up a new environment? Run the same code? Made a mistake? Roll back to the previous commit. If you're still clicking through cloud consoles to create resources, you're working 10 times harder than you need to. Immutable infrastructure. This is where you level up your thinking. Instead of updating servers in place, you destroy and replace them entirely. Netflix doesn't connect to prod servers to patch them. They bake new Amazon machine images with updates and replace instances. This eliminates configuration drift entirely because every deployment starts from a known, tested state. It's scary at first if you're used to traditional ops, but this is how modern infrastructure works at scale. Declarative deployment patterns, also known as GitOps. Instead of running deployment commands manually like kubectl apply, you declare your desired state in Git. Tools like Argo CD or Flux CD continuously sync your cluster to match exactly what's in Git. You change a Kubernetes manifest, commit it to your repo, and Argo CD sees the change and applies it automatically. Git becomes your single source of truth. So there you have it. You just went from DevOps basics to senior level concepts. If you really want to continue down the DevOps path, then you need to understand them and the tools used for each one. And if you're working with Kubernetes, you already know the loop. Make a change, build, push, deploy, wait. Sometimes for minutes, sometimes for hours. Well, MirrorD from Metal Bear, the sponsor of today's video, flips that entire workflow. It lets you run your application locally, but as if it were running inside your Kubernetes cluster. Same environment variables, same services, same traffic, and you can do it without having to containerize your app or trigger CI/CD. You start your local process with MirrorD and instantly interact with real staging resources. You can mirror or steal incoming or outgoing traffic to debug issues in seconds instead of redeploying over and over again. The key idea is that MirrorD doesn't add complexity to your workflow. It shortens your development loop. Once you try it, this just feels like how cloud-native development should work. It's open source, easy to try both from the CLI or as a plugin from your preferred IDE, and already used by teams to save hours every single day. If you want to speed up your dev loop without changing how you build software, you can sign up for free using the link in the description. Thank you for sitting through yet another tech rant, and if you enjoyed it, leave a like and subscribe to become a fellow codehead.